Hello learner, this is Teacher Nolly from Tayug National High School. Welcome to another session of Programming 1.
In this video, you will learn how to write a program algorithm and flowchart. At the beginning of this quarter, we mentioned that programming as a process includes a step-by-step procedure in order to reach a goal. But to do that, a programmer must know what these steps are. In the programming process, after identifying the problem or the goal, a solution must be designed. This is where algorithm and flowchart become very useful. To compare the two, let's look at some examples. What can you observe between the two? Algorithm and flowchart both shows all the steps of the program from beginning to end. These two are basically the blueprint of a program. However, as we can observe, algorithm is textual in nature, while flowchart is graphical. Now, the question is, how are they written? Let's start first on learning how to write an algorithm. Algorithms are a set of steps used to complete a specific task. Algorithms help computers, websites, smartphones, and others to function well and to make decisions. But in addition to being used by technology, a lot of things we do in real life are similar to algorithms. Let's say you want to make some spaghetti. In order to do this successfully, there are certain steps you need to follow in particular order. First, you need to boil water. Once it's boiling, you need to add the spaghetti and cook it for a set amount of time. Once it's finished, you drain the water, then it's ready to serve with sauce of your choice. By following certain steps, you've accomplished a task. But a certain mistake of following them, like overcooking the noodles, will also result in the failure of the desired outcome. Programs work similarly. Before writing an algorithm, we should identify our problem or goal first. For this example, our problem or goal is to create a program that would first ask an end user to enter two numbers. Then, our program should be able to compute and display their sum. Let's try to create an algorithm out of this problem. First, as our problem mentioned, we should allow an end user to enter two numbers. Therefore, the first thing that our program should do is to allow a user to enter one number, which will be stored in the variable num1. This was followed by entering the second number, which will be stored in num2. After this, what do you think will be the next step? Yes, our program should now be able to compute the sum of the two numbers. Their sum will be stored on our variable sum. Lastly, like what is indicated in the problem, our program should display or print the sum or the value of the variable sum. As simple as that, we now have a simple but a well-written algorithm for our program. Let's see what makes this algorithm a well-written one. Algorithms should have the following characteristics. 1. An algorithm can have 0 to more input from a user. In the algorithm that we have just made, we required an input from an end user, which are 2 numbers. But there are also instances where no input is required from a user, such as in the Hello World program, where a text, Hello World, will appear without an input from a user. 2. An algorithm should have at least one output. While input can either be present or absent, output, on the other hand, should always be present. In our algorithm, the output is the sum of the 2 numbers a user have entered. 3. An algorithm must be very clear and realistic. A vague algorithm is hard to transform into a code. 4. An algorithm is finite and has an endpoint. 5. An algorithm must be useful. Do not include details you don't need, only the essential ones. Recall that while algorithms are written textually, a flowchart is graphical. A flowchart is simply the graphical counterpart of the algorithm. Observe that in our sample flowchart, there are different shapes that can be seen. These shapes are what we call the flowcharting symbols. First, we have the arrows. The arrows show the direction of data flow. Terminal block. Ovals or rounded rectangles are used to indicate the start and the end of an algorithm. Initialization block. They are used for declaring and initializing variables needed to solve a certain process. Process block. The rectangle indicates a processing block for such things as calculations. Input and output block. The parallelogram indicates input and output operations. Decision block. The diamond indicates a decision. It has 1 entrance and 2 exit points. Connectors. The circle is used as a connection point between 2 sections of a flowchart that are not adjacent or closely located to each other. Let's try to apply the different flowcharting symbols by creating a flowchart for our sample problem. Notice that we have already written an algorithm for this, and we will use it as our basis to create our flowchart. The first thing we need to put in our flowchart is a terminal block. This will indicate the starting point of our program. Then, it would be followed by an initialization block, where we need to declare our variables, which are num1 and num2. In this block, we will also indicate the starting value of the variable sum, which is 0. After that, we can now write an input block. We will put this because our program needs to receive inputs from an end user. After num1 and num2 are entered, the sum will be calculated. We can indicate the calculation inside a process block. After the calculation, the value of sum will be displayed. We can indicate this step using an output block. Of course, we need to indicate the end of the flowchart with another terminal block. To practice what you have learned from this video, create an algorithm and flowchart for the following problems. In this video, you have related algorithm with flowcharts and identified the different flowcharting symbols.
And that ends our lesson for today. See you on our next video. Keep safe!